Good morning and welcome to the show. This is In Touch, and I am Beth Christie, your hostess. In Touch is our weekly half-hour public affairs show, which means at the end of the program today, I will give you a bunch of different ways that you can get a hold of me so that you can talk about the issues that are important to you here in the Hudson Valley, how you are addressing them, how you would like them to be addressed. If you're a company helping out a nonprofit group organization, I'd love to have you on the show this morning as well, or this morning or any morning, and talk about it. So let me turn on the microphones. And we have Christina Borg, who is the Executive Director of Rebuilding Together Dutchess County. So she's back.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me again.
Thank you very much. And I'm glad that you are here. And it's nice to have you back because so often when we do shows where there are great corporate partners, you know, we learn so much about nonprofit organizations, and then you realize, and while you've been on the show before, that each nonprofit really needs their own show because there's so much that's going on. There's so many things that are being addressed, and in the case of Rebuilding Together, I always learn something every time we do the show, and I see in where I live. And I see other people will say where they live, the difference that Rebuilding Together is making.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
So that's really, really powerful.
We really appreciate that. Thank you.
So that's really powerful. So let's start out kind of how we always do. I always like to just kind of assume if people are just new to the term Rebuilding Together Dutchess County.
Right.
What is that? What are you talking about? What does that mean?
Well, yeah, we are actually the leading national nonprofit organization with a mission of repairing homes for people in need and revitalizing our communities. So we are here in Dutchess County. Our affiliate here serves the whole county of Dutchess. But we are an affiliate network, and I think that's important for people to recognize and to learn about us. We have the strength of 140 affiliates throughout the country that are doing the same thing that we're doing here in Dutchess County because the need is great, and the need is unfortunately across our country. And it really dates back to the 70s, believe it or not, our organization back in Midland, Texas, where a bunch of neighbors just came out to help their neighbors with home repairs so that they could live in safe and decent homes. And one of the homeowners served said, "This is like Christmas in April." And they did it in April. And really, that's why still today, you know, we've changed our name to Rebuilding Together because the need is great. We're doing programs as an affiliate network throughout the country, you know, all year long. But the wonderful part about it is that we still pay homage to our roots, and we do our National Rebuilding Month, which is in April. Wow. And so the majority of our affiliates will be doing home repair projects throughout the month of April, once again this year, to the tune of engaging 33,000 volunteers to accomplish over 1,500 projects across the country. And, you know, that's what's, I think, really important. Certainly, we are so very, very thankful for the support we receive here in Dutchess County and the work that we've done here and the impact we've had for the homeowners here. And, you know, we just celebrated our 25th year. So we're really excited to be able to talk about the impact that we've had here in the county. We've done over 600 projects. We've engaged over 13,000 volunteers who have given over 100,000 volunteer hours, 127 to be exact, volunteer hours here in our county. And I think that's, you know, we're a small organization. We could not do what we do and have the impact we have for our homeowners without our volunteers. So I think that's where the rubber hits the road. You know, it's just, that's why we're called Rebuilding Together, because we do it together. We do it with our volunteer partners. We do it with our other, you know, nonprofit partners. You know, you hear this term collective impact. Well, certainly as we come together, we can have a greater impact than if we all just worked individually. And so, you know, I think we're, as an organization, a real testament to that, that concept. And it's something that we're really proud of the work that we've done here in Dutchess County and the impact we've had here, but then also have this wonderful ability to talk about the great impact we're having across the country as well through our affiliate network. So, it's a great place to be. I love being with Rebuilding Together, and it's a tremendous passion for me.
Mm-hmm. The thing I like, there's strength, not only Rebuilding Together in terms of the volunteers in Dutchess County with projects, but also the fact that being part of an affiliate with organizations, you guys can kind of brainstorm together.
Yep.
And that saves money and resources. In other words, you can be like, okay, you can try this, but here's some few things you might want to look out for. You could avoid, we hit a pitfall with this. You guys don't need to do that. You know what I mean? Like, as we all learned by our mistakes, having other people across the country who may have tried something in a different state, and like, this may not be the best thing, could probably save people, or like, wow, we never knew that this was available.
Well, to give you a perfect example of that, we learned from other affiliates for our programming, and we heard in our community, especially in the city of Poughkeepsie, there's issues with safety and crime, and people saying we really need more light. We need more light to light up so that we feel more comfortable, so that there's vacant properties. If we had light next to the vacant properties, would that really help reduce some of the activities that are preferred for our neighborhood? Right. And we knew that our New York City affiliate had done a lighted up program as part of the work that they were doing after Superstorm Sandy hit. And a lot of neighborhoods were vacated for a period of time, and there were issues around safety for the individuals that were still there, and crime. And so we said, we can do this. We absolutely can do this. And we learned from what they had done, and started installing motion-activated solar-powered lights, certainly initially in the city of Poughkeepsie, but it was very popular with our fire safety program recipients as well, which, by the way, we had learned from our New Jersey affiliate how to do in partnership with the American Red Cross. And so we had last year started off as doing them as two separate programs, and really found that we're going to just combine them and make them what we call our home safety and fire prevention program now. And I'm very proud that last year we served 105 homeowners through that program. Wow. That really highlights the unmet need in our community, where we're installing smoke detectors, carbon monoxide detectors, and those lights, those solar powered lights that are motion activated in over 100 homes across the county. And a lot of the homeowners we served were seniors who were not really crazy about the idea of getting up on a ladder to check the detectors that they had. And we found that not only did they have detectors that were expired, that were ancient, but they didn't have sufficient detectors either. They may have only had one detector in their home instead of to the code that we are now following, where it's in every sleeping area, it's outside every sleeping area, and it's on every level of the home. And so we're able to go in and do these services for homeowners that we're very thankful. And maybe they don't have a light in the exterior of their home for the part of the house that they come into, right. And so this is, especially in the winter months, you're coming in and out most of the day, it's dark. So it's been something that's really highlighted an unmet need. We knew from the projects that we do through our traditional Rebuilding Day program that nearly 100% of them didn't have sufficient detectors. So we knew it was an issue, but it's great to be able to partner with the American Red Cross and our wonderful volunteers to do this work that really is having an impact on reducing fire-related deaths and injuries in our community. And as simple as this sounds, you're also reducing stress. Yes, because they're 10-year lithium battery detectors as well. Right. So you don't have to change the battery every year. We certainly do recommend that people test them to make sure they're still working, but they don't have to be replaced for 10 years, and so people love that. Yeah. My parents who in Pittsburgh, I'm now going to call them do you have these detectors and lithium? Because I have to ask them. Yes. Well, actually in New York State, that's all you can buy now. They've changed the law, which is great. Which is a good thing. Mm-hmm. So that's another example of with Rebuilding Together, you guys, first off, I have to tell you, I never knew
how the name Christmas in April came to be.
Oh,
So
good.
I
I'm
loved
glad.
hearing
I'm
that story.
proud.
So that was
Yeah.
pretty cool. And in the times that you've been on the show, there's always been, it's never been a program where you kind of feel like, yeah, we're doing the same thing. I mean, you don't say that, but you're like, some people, there are some organizations that and they may not be long for the organizational world, because I think that's kind of the kiss of death. If you just kind of keep doing what you've always been doing and you don't really look at what's going on in the community, what is happening in society, what the needs are. And you guys do that. You guys look, you guys listen, not only with affiliates, but what's happening here and what do people need and how can you help? And that to me is a strong organization, because that's one that's constantly, you're not going in with a preconceived notion. It seems to me that when you meet with the homeowner, you kind of go, okay, so what do we have here?
Right. Well, and homeowners, they apply for our services for a specific reason. Maybe the roof is leaking, or they're afraid that the roof is going to start leaking. They know it's older and they haven't been able to address it, or there's a specific thing that is weighing on them. And certainly we talk to them about that and our ability to deal with it for them. But it also gives us an opportunity to lay our eyes on the home with our expertise and say, okay, the roof is old, but these steps are very dangerous. Do you use this? We want homeowners to have 2 egresses to their home. God forbid there is a fire. So do you ever use these stairs? Do you, oh no, I never go down those stairs because I'm afraid I'm going to fall. That's what we hear, so it gives us an opportunity to really kind of walk through the home with them and talk to them about how they use their home today, what struggles they may have. Certainly if they're elderly or disabled, what kind of mobility limitations do they have? Or are they afraid of falling in certain parts of their home, so that we can address them? Because really at the focus and the core of the work that we do, we want to make sure that the homeowner can live in a safe environment and in a healthy environment. And so everything that we do, from a potential scope item as far as repairs and modifications, are driven by those key just factors that you want to have within a home. And it doesn't have to be necessarily an elderly or an individual that's dealing with a disability. Maybe you have children in the home and you don't realize that you have a lead issue in your home, that you have lead paint. Those are things that we also look for and deal with. And so it may be beyond things that you can see with, if you don't know it's there, you don't know it's there, right?
Right, yeah, because you cannot look at a wall and go, that's lead paint.
Right. And most of the housing stock here in Dutchess County was built in a time when lead paint was used. So, it's probably likely that under several layers, and certainly if it's been covered, then, and it's been dealt with, it's more the dust and the chips that you need to worry about.
Right.
So those are things that we look for our homeowners. We have a 25 priority checklist that we use.
Wow.
That's driven down from all of the components around safe and healthy housing that was developed in partnership with a national institution from our national office. I'm very proud to say that majority of the things that are on that list, our affiliate has been doing for 25 years. We really go deep into a home and deal with most of the issues, because we want the homeowner to be able to stay there. We want them to be able to live in a safe and warm and in an independent manner, and stay in the home that they want to stay in. I mean, we talk a lot about the elderly community, and that really is a growing portion of our population and is going to continue to grow. And individuals really want to age in place. They want to stay in their home. They have memories there. They're comfortable there. It's their community. They know their neighbors. They know their church members. They're active in their community. And there's a large portion, I think the statistics are something around 80% of older adults want to stay in their home, but something like 60% of them don't have the resources to do the modifications in their home in order for them to stay in their home. So that's where we come in and really, and I talk about, elderly homeowners because they are a large portion of the people we serve, but We give preference in our selection process to elderly, disabled individuals, veterans, and homeowners with young children, school-age children. So, certainly we're working with owner-occupied residents, people who own their home, who, from an income standpoint, and financial, economic standpoint, are struggling to maintain their home. A lot of times there's a physical limits that are keeping them from being able to do it themselves. But we want them to be able to stay in their home and live there safely and healthy.
So you guys, with all of that, which is amazing, just amazing, the checklist and what you guys do and all that you look at, there are 2 days a year that you do bigger projects, right? So National Rebuilding Month is April, but there's another day in October. And so obviously, when we're talking about you guys talking with homeowners, there's a process that everybody needs to go through and probably a few deadlines.
Yes. Thank you for bringing that up. Because, I mentioned before, we're a small organization. We do a lot. We did over 125 projects last year with 2.5 staff. But it takes time.
Wait. 125 projects with how many staff?
2.5.
Okay.
But that takes time, and there's a lot of planning that goes in. And I mentioned we spend time with the homeowner. We go to their home. We meet with them. So it does take time. We do not have an emergency repair program. This is something that when you apply, we're going to work with you, but it's going to be several months before we're going to be able to help you. So there's an application, if you're listening, before the end of March, in order to be considered for our Fall Rebuilding Day in this year, in 2018. If you apply before the end of March, you will be in the running for that. Our application is on our website, which is rebuildingtogetherdutchess.org, or the shortened version is rtdutchess.org. And our application's out there. You certainly can also call our office. We're happy to send you one if you don't have access to the internet or a printer. And we'll certainly go through with you the qualifications over the phone. They also are also on the printed version. I talked about some of them earlier, but you can call our office at 845-454-7310. And we'd certainly be happy to talk to homeowners about that process and whether or not they qualify.
Another program, and you don't know this, but almost every time that you're on the show, someone in our family, in our circle of friends, there is something from the show I'm able to tell them.
Oh, good.
A friend of ours, their son is disabled, and they were really having trouble trying to figure out how to get the home to be workable for him as he is getting older. And I remember a couple of things that you had said of a program that might possibly be there, some funds that you guys had. I remember that was a couple of years ago. I told him that. Then I have had people who were like, well, I don't really need the roof or the furnace or electricity, but I really need some bars in the shower and tub so that I don't fall. And I really need, but you know what? That's not really that big. And I said, wait. They have a handyman program. They have a handyman program. And so it's funny, even though it's just a little thing, I've been able to give information to people, and I'm like, look, they'll tell you, they'll walk you through whatever you need to know. They will help you out. Like I don't know all the details, but I do know that there are people who care on the other end of this phone number and website who are going to help you.
Right.
Who are going to find out. So let's start there.
Yeah, and that's a great program that we don't, we don't talk about a lot because we get a lot of hoopla around our rebuilding days, which are important, and we'll talk a little bit more about that today because it is coming up, National Rebuilding Month. But our handyman program is important, and we actually get calls, and this is something we're looking at, talk about unmet need around. Well, I don't quite meet the income qualifications, but could I pay you? So we're looking into that, and some of our affiliates do that. So that may be coming down the pike. We'll see.
So we'll keep an ear open.
We'll keep an ear open for that. But the struggle with that program is that a lot of grant resources are very restrictive, and so we have to ask a lot of we have to ask questions. You have to fill out an application. You have to give us proof of your income, and those are all really great things when we're doing a Rebuilding Day program where we're investing probably market value of $20,000 in your home. But to come in and do grab bars, we have to follow the same process.
Right.
And so what's great would be great if we have more donors that really want to support us and the programming and the work that we do that would allow us to do more of those types of projects and not have to make our homeowners go through the same process that they go through for our rebuilding day. So, along with our National Rebuilding Month, where we'll be doing 5 projects here in Dutchess County, all on April 28th.
Wow.
With nearly 100 volunteers. We're really excited about that, but it gives us kind of an opportunity to really highlight the work that we're doing here in Dutchess County and across the country. And we do a campaign every year where we ask individuals and organizations within our community to support our work. And so National Rebuilding Month campaign will be going on for the whole month of April, where we're asking for support so that we can do more in our community. So if you're listening and you're interested in supporting the work that we're doing, again, you can go to RT Dutchess and there's a donate button, rtdutchess.org. There's a donate button. And we'd love for you to support our work here in Dutchess County so that we can do more of these projects that we're talking about that are really, it's amazing, especially you talk about the grab bars and the statistics around one hip, replacement because somebody fell. Costs, I think, around $37,000 on average, to go through your insurance company, whatever it may be. A grab bar costs like $25. Right. So why not invest up front and avoid the pain and suffering and all of the costs that make all of our insurance costs go up, and put the grab bar in, donate $25 to Rebuilding Together, and let's just avoid these falls, right? Because it's so simple. There's such simple modifications that can be done that really can help prevent those things from happening. And we all have loved ones that need those types of things that we worry about.
Yes.
And there are a lot of families that don't have the resources to do those things for their loved ones. So if you do, we'd appreciate you to help us do that.
That's very powerful. So April 28th is the big day.
April 28th.
5 projects.
5 projects. Throughout the county, we are everywhere this year. We're in Stanford, we're in Red Hook, we're in Unionvale, we're in the city of Poughkeepsie, and we're in Hyde Park. It's spread all around, and we're really excited. We have some really great partners that are coming back to help us accomplish the goals of these projects. And our volunteers, our core volunteers coming from our, corporate teams and our civic teams, like Central Hudson, and we have Pequag United Methodist Church that comes out every year, Hudson Valley Federal Credit Union. They're all coming out to help us on that day, and they'll have their employees there that day. And it's a great team building experience, and really interacting with the people that you're helping. A lot of times you don't get to really see where your money and your resources go. We're very unique in that you get to meet the person that you're helping, and you get to see and have touch what you're going to change for them.
I can't even, that would be very powerful.
Yeah.
That would be very powerful because, like you said, so often, you're right, you don't see, like you donate and if it's, we've all been to fundraisers where the person or the cause, there may not be someone that you can talk to. They may not be someone right there. It's still an important cause and your money goes to a great thing. But to actually see the look on someone's face when their electricity issue has been resolved, that those steps that they never go down, they can now go down. Family members knowing that their mom and dad or sister or brother or whomever now is significantly safer than what they've probably been in the past few years, probably allows every member of that family to sleep a little better that night.
Exactly.
That's the gift.
It is the gift, and we're, our homeowner hugs, we say, are our best payment. And we're very thankful that, although we say National Rebuilding Day is April 28th, we know that the reality is that, I mentioned before, $20,000 market value of the repairs, it's most likely not happening all in one day.
Right.
We have tremendous partners, our skilled, we call them our Toolbox Heroes, that come out ahead of time, whether it's Feith Electric coming out and doing all the electric work ahead of time, or it's the brothers that just do gutters coming in afterwards to deal with the gutters after we've replaced the roof. That really spans the whole month of April, and that's really why it's important to call it National Rebuilding Month rather than just focusing on the one day, because there's lots that is happening throughout the month of April to make sure that our neighbors in need can live in a safe and healthy environment.
And the other thing, too, is that if you are helping neighbors stay in their homes and communities be stronger, you're helping your own community. You're helping, if you want to just get down to dollars and cents, because some people, that's what they respond to, that's fine, then you're helping your value of your home. Absolutely.
And we're maintaining affordable housing
for
whomever may be able to come and, be the next owner. I mean, if some of our homeowners are really, they're strapped, they're making very difficult decisions between, am I going to pay for medical bills and things like that, or fix the roof? And sometimes it gets to the point where they just can't deal with the issues anymore. And, for individuals that are homeowners and are forced to leave. And that just doesn't do great things for our community, So to be able to help maintain affordable housing, help individuals stay in their home, just get them back to that point where okay, they've got it from now on. Sometimes we just need a little help. And so, I think that's really important, and it does revitalize communities. Not only does it get everyone energized about being able to help their neighbors in need, but we oftentimes see, neighbors of people next to people we're helping out that day, oh, let me clean up my yard. Let me do this. Let me do that, and we are looking to have more of a focus on, target communities where we're really working with our partners to really address multiple issues within, we get back to that collective impact kind of discussion, where there really is so much need that we need to partner together with similar, organizations in housing and things like that to really have an impact where there's vacant properties as well as owner-occupied issues that really need to be addressed, so that we can come in, rebuilding together, and help the neighbors that have really held on to their homes, and just need a little help to be able to stay there, and then have our partner organizations to be able to maybe address vacant houses or things like that. So to really strengthen communities. So we're really excited about that work and the partnerships that we're developing to allow us to do that.
In terms of volunteers, and I realize we don't have a ton of time left, is it too late for someone to sign up now to be a volunteer, or is that something like you sign up now to be ready for October, or how does that work?
So our Rebuilding Days is really is very team oriented and organizations coming together to do those projects. Certainly, individuals can band together, and we'd love to talk to them about forming a team for that. There is really a great opportunity, though, for individuals to get involved with the program we were talking about earlier in the show, our Home Safety and Fire Prevention Program. It's very easy for individuals or small groups to come together and have a great impact and allow us to get more homes done. Our goal this year is to do 125 homes through that program. So if you're even not the most skilled individual,
I'm raising my hand on that.
That program will speak to you. And we will train you on what you need to do the morning of our projects, and you can go out and really have a tremendous impact and serve a number of homeowners in a single day. So that's really a great opportunity, and I would recommend to anybody who's listening who this sounds great, something they're interested in, is to go to our website, rebuildingtogetherdutchess.org. You'll see there's an opportunity to click on to get our e-newsletter. Whenever we have opportunities for people to get involved, to come out and volunteer, they're in our newsletter.
Okay.
So that's a great way for people to kind of just stay in touch and know when we have things coming down the pike. We probably won't start doing projects for that. We may do some on National Rebuilding Day, and if we do, that'll be in our newsletter. But we'll certainly start to do more of the home safety projects starting in May. Now that the weather will be nicer and we can do the exterior lights and get to multiple homes in a single day without skidding or sliding in snow or anything.
Using snowshoes.
Yeah. So that's a real opportunity, and we're really excited about engaging new individuals and certainly new groups to help us with that program.
as I take a look, and we have just a couple more minutes left, what are, I know it goes so fast, and there's so much to talk about. There's so much that you guys are doing. Like, this is just like even just scratching the surface. What is the greatest need? Like, if someone said to you, is it money? Is it volunteers? Is it awareness? What is the greatest thing right now?
I would say it's probably a tie between awareness and resources, financial resources, because as I mentioned before, we help identify these needs in our community, unmet needs, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the grant money we receive matches up with that need. And so individual donations really help us, fill the gap in between that funding. And then just awareness around homeowners in need. If you're listening and you say, "Oh, this isn't something that I need. I can take care of that myself in my home." But maybe your neighbor who's elderly and a widow and living by herself really could benefit from something like this. Tell that person, and that's really what you can do to help us.
That's a very simple and easy thing to be able to do, just to help spread the word that this program is there.
Yeah.
So again, the phone number is, I wrote it down, 845-454-7310. So people can call that to get an application, to find out more information about donating, would be lovely. Volunteering, anything like that. That's a number that everybody can call to get more information no matter what they're interested in.
Absolutely.
Okay. So, and one thing too, I forgot to mention is whatever station you're listening to this morning, there will be an article on the website. So in the upper right-hand corner is the magnifying glass we all know and love. Just put in touch, and the show will come up. And within the show, I'll have links. I was trying to write down, I'll have links to the donate button. I'll have links to the homeowner application,
the newsletter,
and the newsletter,
okay,
so
great.
that folks will be able to really easy just head there and boom, what you want is right there. So, Christina, we've gone over. Okay, so we need to wrap up. Any closing comments, final thoughts this morning?
Thank you again. You do such a wonderful job in helping us spread the word. This is we track how people learn about us, and the radio is one of the highest ways that people learn about us. So
cool.
Thank you.
Beautiful. You're more than welcome, Christina. Nice to have you here. And hopefully, just so you guys know, Christina will be back because we're talking golf. We will be. And beautiful weather and being able to help out and have fun.
Yes.
Did I mention golfing? Just keep that in mind. Check this space often.
I'm dreaming of being on the golf course because I'm done with winter.
I know. So check this space often and make sure you talk to every golfer you know, because we have news that you're going to like. Christina, thank you very much.
Beth.
And thanks to all of you for being here. If you'd like to be on the program, if you want to talk about what is important to you here in the Hudson Valley, issues, we'd love to talk about those with you. So here's how you can get a hold of me. Phone 845-471-1500. My extension is 159. You could email me, beth.christie@townsquaremedia.com. I am on Facebook and Twitter and Pinterest and all of those. So you can find me. You can, really just even send a message on Facebook would be brilliant. Take care of yourself and those you love, and we'll see you right here next week.